Hi, welcome to 5-Minute Financials with Jack Driscoll. Invest 5 minutes of your time with me to improve your financial well-being. The next major area in this tax reform for 2018, while the tax reform increased and doubled, as a matter of fact, the standard deduction, they got rid of the personal exemption. Now, here's how that works. Last year, 2017 and before, you had two automatic exemptions. Standard deduction, so if you're single, it's $6,350, automatic deduction, and a personal exemption for every member in the household. If you're single, it's one. And that was $4,050 just for a personal exemption. So you would add that to your standard deduction, add the two together, and both of those combined were how much you were reducing your taxable income by. Well, you've $6,350 and $4,050, you look at that and you say that's $10,400. Now the government increased the standard deductible for the standard deduction for you as an individual to $12,000, but they got rid of the personal exemption. So it's a little bit better, but not a whole lot better, right? That's not a whole lot better, but it is still better. It's just $12,000 off the bat, but the government got totally rid of personal exemptions. For you married people out there, it's a bigger issue because now we used to have $12,700 standard deduction and $4,050 for every family member. So if you're a married couple, husband, wife, and 2 children, you had a standard deduction of $12,700. Maybe your itemized deductions were $19,000, so you itemized last year, and in addition, you got $4,050 exempted for every person in the household. Well, if it's you, husband, wife, 2 children, that's over $16,000 in addition to the $19,000 itemized. That's a ton of money there. So when we look at that, we say that's about $35,000 of deductions with the standard deduction and the personal exemption. Now, new law, standard deduction increased, doubled to $24,000, but no more personal exemption. You have 4 members in the household, your only write-off there is $24,000. So you got hurt. But what they added was, they increased actually the child tax credit. The child tax credit is $2,000 per child under the age of 17. So therefore, for the 2 children, you have a $2,000 tax credit for each of the 2 children, which is $4,000. Well, guess what? A $2,000 tax credit is actually used to pay the tax. The old $4,000 personal exemption just reduced your income. There's a big difference there. I'll explain that in the next segment. This personal exemption, let's dig into how this personal exemption works. $4,050 personal exemption on 2017's tax return. If all of you pull out your tax return from either 2016 or 2017, on the second page you'll see standard deduction or itemized, and right below that you'll see personal exemptions, and you'll see a dollar amount there. That'll be $4,050 times however many people you have in your household. Let's say it's 4. So that's $16,200. That won't show at all on the 2018 return. There won't be any line for personal exemptions. They're gone. But your $16,000 that you got a personal exemption, you got to reduce your income, guess what? That's at your tax rate. The only amount of tax that you actually save, let's say you're in the 15% tax bracket, you're only saving 15% of that $16,000. So it's about a $2,000 to $2,200 tax savings. Now let's get into this new child tax credit. The child tax credits increased to $2,000 per child under the age of 17. If you have 2 children, in my example, you get a $2,000 tax credit. So that puts you back to even. And you get another $2,000 tax credit, which is actually reducing your tax bill by $2,000, not your income. It's way better than that. You're actually reducing your tax bill. It's like the government wrote you a $2,000 check to pay your taxes with. So you'll end up okay. You get your $24,000 standard deduction, or you're itemized. You could still itemize if those expenses exceed that. And you're able to use the child tax credit. Now, in these itemized deductions, when I say you'll be able to itemize if you exceed that, in my next segment, I'm going to share with you some limitations on those itemized deductions, which is why most people will probably just be doing standard. Remember, it only takes 5 minutes to improve your financial well-being. Check back soon for more 5-Minute Financials with Jack Driscoll.